Welcome, Division GMAN 5B, to your weekly recap featuring, in theory, 100% less internet issues and 100% more different co-casters. I think that made sense. It is, of
Also,
course.
100%.
What?
Go ahead.
I was just doing the whole introduction with, in
Yeah,
case
yeah.
people didn't realize what my name was after what is now 6 weeks. Either way, as you might have guessed, it's not Lazar this time. It is Luke Lazy.
Hello.
Yes.
100% more biased.
I mean, now both divisions are biased because the other division we're recapping has Lozra in it, so he's biased
Yeah.
in that one. No, I'm pretty sure people are used to bias at this point.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at last week's schedule. Any chance you've seen any of these?
Other than my own match, I did not really take too deep of a look at any of the others.
Well, that
And my own
is.
match, I only know because I played it myself.
Yeah, I'd hope you know what happened in your match. Although, I say that, but I tend to forget what happened in my match after all of like 2 hours. So
Yeah.
either way, up first we have the Tunnel Sneaks versus the Cookpot Cannibals. Actually, a pretty close victory. At least it looks like it, a 2-1 there. Halflings managing the score, probably the one turn. Let's be honest here. They have some impressive one
Very
turn
likely.
pieces. Actually, equal on armor breaks is a thing here.
I mean, the Skaven only have one mighty blow so far, so it's not too unreasonable.
Right, but in fact, the halfling manages to outblock the Skaven.
Yeah, I mean, 2 trees, Puggy, strength 3 halfling, can happen.
Yep, definitely. As we see here, of course, also pretty equal in terms of removals.
Yeah, 1 versus 2 Kaz, yeah, pretty equal, yeah.
Well, 2 KOs and 1 injury for the Skaven versus 3 KOs inflicted by
Heals,
the halflings.
yeah.
Hey, real quick, remind me, is Rasta in this division?
Yes, he is.
Ah, damn it, he told me to check out his turn 8, apparently. I guess we'll do that when
Okay,
we get to his state.
that's the Orcs on Tour versus Hexwaddle Brave, so we can maybe check that out
Right.
once we get to that game.
Not too much more to say about the Halfling game. Let us move on to your game. Tell us how you got diced and therefore lost. Well, tied.
Uh, yeah, I played badly, and also I'm I'm not a very good Dark Elf coach. It's my first time seriously playing them. I'll admit I'm not a good coach.
Alright, fair enough. Good thing you're in our clan, man.
Also, dodges didn't really work out that much.
Fair enough. Also, he got 20 armor breaks, or did you get 20 armor breaks versus him?
He caused 20 armor breaks, and
Oh,
I received. Yeah, he caused 20 armor breaks. I only caused 6.
yeah, that's a big
So
difference there.
armor did not hold.
Well,
Armor did not hold at all.
that's not what you want to see, usually.
Yeah.
Such is life, I guess. AV7 made of steel. Shall we go onwards to the Pork Squad winning against the Fruit of the Tomb?
Yeah.
Uh,
2-0 victory. It seems a couple permanent injuries on Fruit of the Tomb, so that's not good either.
yes. Big block difference here, 30 versus 12. I think the Undead got
Yeah.
the short end of the stick here.
Yeah, if the removals happened early, then yeah, you're basically screwed against like 4 black orcs. It's
Yep.
hard to get the block in.
Yeah, it looks like that. He had all of 48% armor.
Yeah.
Versus, well, actually, uh, and yeah, the Orcs had 70. So that's a difference there. That says all of that about that game. The Orcs on tour lost against the Hexotl Braves. This is the one where we were supposed to check out the turn 8, was it?
Yes, I mean Rasa contacted you, not me.
Uh, Good point, actually. Um, Another very well, I say another, but it is a very low armor break game. This one.
Yeah, only 5, only 7 armor breaks in total. Only 5 of them from blocks. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 5 blocks from, no, 5 armor breaks from what is basically 110 blocks. Is a thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's it's unexpected.
Either way, I can't wait no longer. I'll take a look at this turn 8, which was apparently so amazing. Rasta had to contact me to tell me about it. Better not let me down here, Rasta. Bloody Swedes. I'm just kidding. Here we are. I mean, perhaps not a huge surprise to see such low amount of armor breaks. I mean, they're both AV-19s, but well, one of them has skinks and one of them has a goblin as well. So
Yeah, it it is surprising that none of the skinks got. Well, one skink got badly hurt, but otherwise no damage on the skinks, no damage on the orcs. It's incredibly low. Yeah, it's just surprising.
right, we're looking at Razda's turn 8 here. You following? No, you're not inclined.
No, I'm
That's right.
not. I do not have Blood Bowl 2 open.
I'll have to do
It's,
my best to describe it. So looks like the orcs got a quick snap because it's their turn 8 and
mm,
the lizardmen already scored, so they have no turns left.
yeah.
Looks like this is about to be a goblin 1 turn. Let me take a look.
Oh, would make sense. The goblin got to level up this game.
Ooh. Oh, and it is a touchback, so he didn't even have to get the ball to the goblin.
That
Goblin.
is great luck.
Yep, goblin has the ball. Right, some blocks to free up the troll. No damage as you'd expect because there weren't exactly a lot of.
Yeah, not
Just had to
unexpected.
sneeze there. Ah, just some more blocks happening. Sort of weird without audio. I usually turn off audio for the recaps, and now there is none. I guess there is a reason Rasta said I should check out the turn 8 before the recap, during the recap, whatever. Here comes the throw, finally. Fails the eat teammate, re-rolls it
Ooh,
through loner, and scores.
I mean that could very easily have gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Yes, Goblin could have gotten eaten, which might have been even more awesome, although maybe not.
Yeah,
Right, get me out, please. There we go, quick replay. And yet he still lost. A fair attempt, but apparently one that didn't work out too well.
I mean if you can't remove the skinks or tie down the source, the lizardman will just outrun you no matter what you do.
Right. Onwards to the 2 plus Supreme Leaders winning 2-0 against the Gas Down Gangers. Go Hiles. I'm not biased.
Yes, indeed.
No bias here. Uh,
Similar levels of blocks, far more armor breaks for the 2 plus supreme leaders, and as a result, more KOs, more Kazes.
yes. Looks like AV7 finally did decide to
Including
break.
a dead Skaven Blitzer.
Ooh, now that's the thing. We'll take a look at that a little
Or,
later.
yeah.
Yep. Sweet victory there. I mean, yeah, armor dice can do a thing, although, I mean, yeah, 6 removals is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Onwards to one thick coat, getting a tie with the bridge burners. This is, I don't think either. Yeah, no, Lazar and me did not predict this result. This is interesting.
Yeah.
81% ball possession for the Chorfs, and yet it is still a tie.
I mean, the Kislev only need like 2 turns worth of ball possession to score,
Probably is.
and the Chorfs need all of that ball possession to score at least once.
Equal blocks, but I mean the bridge burners caused 1 KO versus the Chorfs, which caused 6 removals.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the dwarves have two mighty blow. The bridge burners have only one, and that's on the bear.
Mm-hmm. Not a big
It's
surprise, but
reasonable.
I
Yeah.
guess a tie was. I mean, you could. I wouldn't say expected, but not a huge surprise.
It's not in like the 1% chance of ranges or something. It's relatively reasonable.
Right. I just realized the stadium is called Warhammer World. That is not how you spell
Oh,
world.
okay.
Tungsten Titans won against the vampires, actually, as my cat tries to climb my computer. Not now, cat. That's the thing. Vampires
Yes.
have been having quite a season, and I think. I mean, I'm recapping two divisions, so it's like, God, it's
I
so hard to
mean,
keep track of this.
the dwarves had had quite a bit of inducement money. They got two star players, well, secret weapons. Not sure if they count as full-on star players in most cases, but yeah.
Mm, I mean, you can see where it all went wrong, right? The dwarves got
Mm,
50 blocks, and 9 of those were removals, versus the vampires who got 31 blocks and 1 injury.
yeah,
I mean, once you have no thralls, it's sort of hard to play vampires, isn't it?
quite, quite.
Yes. I think that really says it all. As we go on to development, Exodal Braves. I'm very happy with my internet today, by the way. No more robot co-casters. Let's find the Exodal Braves here. Go. They get a level on. God, I hate these names. Concahix, the Blocksaurus. He gets
Mm.
tackle, which is fair enough. I mean, I'd almost
Yeah,
expect Mighty Blow first, but
yeah,
tackle.
I would expect mine to blow first, but since the source are relatively late with getting their levels, and a lot of the teams are starting to get their dodge spam up, it's necessary.
Yeah, I can see you making a point for a tackle there. It's a pretty good level, and that's about it
Mm.
really in terms of levels. Next up is Fruit of the Tomb. Um,
They had gotten, I need to double check, but they had gotten some permanent damage, I think.
yes, it was only on zombies. Luckily, it was a armor
Yeah, I
bust.
mean, a badly hurt on a ghoul, an armor bust, and a movement bust on zombies. So
Right.
nothing too terrible, but still annoying.
Life goes on. Yeah, I mean, I think they had a
Yeah.
bit of money. Let me just double check that. Yeah, they have 150k. So 11 players, 150k. They should be able to replace those players, no problem whatsoever. But they
Yeah.
got no levels. Then we move onwards to your team. I'm guessing you know what happened in terms of development.
Uh, yes.
Was there any?
Now that you're asking me, I'm forgetting.
Okay, fair enough. I'll check
But
for you.
yeah, I'm checking right now. But it wasn't too big. I think I didn't get any level. Oh no, I got two levels. It was two linemen, and I'm pretty sure I just gave them either one block, one kick,
Right,
because I still have no kick.
and you got your Blodge Blitzer Agi busted, was it?
Yeah,
It's an issue.
that that was bad.
At least you have money to replace him, which you will.
Yeah, I will. It's just I had finally gotten my fourth blitzer, and now I have to replace one again.
Yep, such is life with the elves. Although usually
Yeah,
not in Division 5. Uh,
yeah.
you still haven't fired the AV7 one for some reason.
Uh, I
AV7 Niggle.
probably will now that he got a. I probably will now. It's just up until now, it hasn't been enough of an issue for me to fire him and replace him with a loner with yet. Especially since now I finally got a one-person bench, but now it's for next game. Yeah, since he's gone anyway, I'll almost definitely fire him.
Yeah. So yeah, you got block on the one lineman and kick on the other. Yep, I really like kick, so that is decent levels. Maybe not enough to really fully replace the lost blitzer, but it's a start.
It's yeah.
It is a start. Onwards to the tunnel sneaks.
Mm-hmm.
They get. Let me find their
They
level.
received no levels or of any kind, and no permanent injuries. So
All right, onwards to the next team, which is 17 Weeks of Suffering,
okay,
who has been doing half decent, surprisingly enough.
yeah, they have.
Two levels actually. One on the Mighty Blow lineman
Mm.
called Fucking
And
Hate Rats, and
one on I frenzy trap myself.
yep,
Who does not have frenzy? I am ashamed, or not ashamed. I am disappointed.
yes, disappointed. As am I. He gets well, the frenzy trapped one gets kickoff return.
Gets kickoff return, and Mighty Blow gets tackle, which makes sense.
Yes, the standard levels here, I think.
Yeah.
Pork Squad, the orcs. Um, what do they get? Rebel don't network with me. They get two levels, one on Porky Pig and one on Wilbur. The Dodge
Which are
Blackbird
both.
levels.
Yeah, dodge gets block, and
Porky Pig gets diving tackle, which is interesting.
yes, I mean I understand. It's a good. I wouldn't take it this early because you can still have the chance for another double. But if you'd already had like guard and tackle and stand firm, then it would definitely. It's a choice that I can see why you would make it. I wouldn't, but it's.
Yes, I mean it does help against those pesky edgy teams, but then again you have a
Yeah,
Blackbird lying on the ground if it does work, which is just less than great, isn't it?
it's less than great, but it's great if it means a turnover and they couldn't complete their cage or their screen or anything, and then you can just run on other pieces in there.
Oh, absolutely. But then again, it's almost a dead piece against bash teams.
Yeah,
Skill, rather. Not necessarily, but often.
it's often, yeah.
I think it's I mean, half decent. I think it's the long-term pick, honestly.
Yeah, it won't necessarily pay off immediately now, but once you get, as I said, tackle and stand firm and stuff, it's a lot more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The orcs on tour have a pending level because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
They got a level on the Zog.
Yes, and they also got a level on their goblin who took block, great doubles.
Ah, he got block,
Yes,
and he actually
and
took it.
yes, is
Okay,
that so? I mean, you if you get doubles on a goblin, is there anything you would take other than block? What
wrestle.
mighty blow, guard, or yeah,
What?
wrestle?
What?
That's another
Wait, did you
option.
just say mighty blow or guard? What is? Ah,
It wasn't. It was a sarcastic mighty blow guard. Not
okay,
that those are serious options.
okay, fair enough. I'm too thick to understand sarcasm, apparently. No, you take wrestle, but even better than wrestle would be sprint. Okay, because right now
No,
that
but
is one.
sprint is on normals.
Yeah, I know. You don't take the bloody doubles because that goblin exists to do stupid one turns.
That is true.
Block is wasted.
But if something happens and that goblin for some reason is there and is getting punched, you want the block.
As if that'll do anything, let's be honest here.
Yeah, it
Blodge
probably won't,
lies.
but it might.
Yeah, block is. I mean, it's an option. Not one I agree with, but life goes on. With 2+ Supreme Leaders, it's the High Elves. Ones have been banned from our dice. I feel like I've
They
read that
got
before.
3 levels?
3 levels.
Yeah, they did.
Now we're talking. Now these are some
Yeah.
levels I can comment on.
They got a level on Joseph Stalling, the catcher,
That's
who
right.
now has
Sidestep.
sidestep, smart.
The
On
thrower
their thrower,
who gets block instead of accurate, which is actually fair.
I yeah, it's if he in this case it's more of a defensive thrower, I think, maybe because the offensive thrower you don't really need strength because he's supposed to never punch someone.
Yeah.
So
The thing is that I think he's gonna go with the because of the strength 4, he's gonna go with the more running kind of
yeah, a more running type thing where it's
styles.
more likely he'll get punched or have to punch.
Right, and I also don't hate going block first because I mean that guy will get punched every available opportunity, and then block helps.
Yeah, and the final level was a lineman with wrestle, which going wrestle on both leveled linemen, well, except the one with block kick, is a choice.
I agree with it.
Yeah, I guess I do too. I just would have started getting a couple more dodge or block in there first. But yeah, it makes sense to have two wrestlers.
Mm,
Except he also has a wrestling catcher already who's strength 4, so is
yeah,
3 wrestle necessary?
the thing about the catcher though is that um they're very squishy, and
Yeah, AV7 is an
right,
issue.
and you might say, well, he's never supposed to get hit, but think like you're going for a sack, right? It fails.
He,
Usually, if it
if it fails,
fails,
he's
you're
getting
in a
hit.
bad
If it
position.
succeeds, he's probably still getting hit.
Yeah, if it fails, he's getting hit. If it works, he's getting hit. So
Yeah,
then you're probably stuck without a strength 4 catcher, and then you need to have backups, right? And
yeah,
like Isle of Linemen can actually do the backup thing really well because
yeah.
of the strength 4. No, the Agi.
They're decently fast. I mean, averagely fast, and yeah, they can fulfill that role if the catcher can't do it or you don't want to risk it with him.
And of course, Wrestle isn't just good at sacking. You can,
Yeah,
maybe a Black Orc 1 and 9s on you, and
yeah.
life's good. Right, onwards to the one thick code. It's the Chorfs.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that Agi4 was there before.
The dwarf's got a level on the catcher hobgoblin, or so. Yeah, so the Agi 4 is what he got.
Aha, I
So that is
remember.
now a very good ball carrier.
Yeah, it is
All he
half
needs is
decent.
dodge.
And I mean, that's the perfect set of Hobgoblins, isn't it? One carrier and
Mm,
then 3 rookies.
yeah. Although you might want a dirty player on one of the other hobgoblins.
Perhaps one dirty player, and then I mean, you don't want to go too far up in that team value. He has no claw, which is something to be noted.
It's yeah, no doubles on the blockers is it's something you wish wouldn't happen.
But it is a half decent team for 1400, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good looking. Tungsten Titans. Let's take a look at them.
They did not get any levels, and they got a badly hurt on a star player, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, all right. Simple enough. Blood and Tears, then I think. Blood and Tears, indeed. They get they get 1 level on the Mighty Vampire. Actually, I'm gonna guess now and say it's tackle. It is piling on. Um,
I
that's a
mean,
choice.
that's hey, if you want to go full on killing, you might have to fish for pals a little more, but otherwise,
Man, piling on players like that is just like the high
it's yeah,
value stuff like the vampires is just so sketchy because they're gonna get fouled
yes,
so often, and you really need jump up now because they're only
yeah.
movement 6,
Now you definitely need to jump up,
but you really need tackle.
and you really need dodge, and yeah, it's. I mean, you don't really need dodge, but it would be nice. It's yeah, it's not a good situation. It's a good situation to be in, but it's not the optimal situation to be
Yeah, I think he's gonna be stuck with like first he needs to go tackle because otherwise he literally has no tackle.
in. Yeah, the lack of tackle might start getting to him soon. Although I don't know which matches he still has, if he's already done all the Achi teams or if he's done none of them.
Right. Um, but yeah, piling on is an option. I don't. I learned my lesson when I took piling on my Mighty Blow High Elf Blitzer. It's so hard to piling on with them because they're gonna
Yeah,
get fouled so like I mean not easily, but they're gonna get insta fouled, right? Like zero
yeah.
assist foul with a dirty player all
Has a
day.
decent enough chance of removal.
Right,
So
right.
it's, yeah.
It's just so sketchy, and I just prefer Juggernaut. But the thing is about this vampire, like the next 3 levels, because he only has 3 more levels before he is legend, right? They have
Yeah.
to be, and probably in this order: tackle, dodge, jump up. Right? He has no more
Yes,
space.
almost definitely. Maybe instead of dodge, juggernaut or something, but yeah, definitely tackle and jump up.
Yeah, I mean, you can do without dodge, but it becomes sketchy, right? Because usually
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
you're gonna have to start hiding him behind a bunch of your players, and you can't really afford that too much, right? Because you only have 4 vampires,
No.
and if one of them is just hiding, then all of a sudden you have three vampires, and a vampire team with three vampires isn't that good.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it goes. I think piling on is an interesting one to be sure.
Yes.
Bridge burners. It's the Kislev. Let's take a look at how they're doing.
Hmm. They got one level on the Wrestle Lineman, and he got Strip Ball. They have a Sapper.
Right, Blend gets that was strip ball. Right. Yeah, good. Finally, they have a strip ball piece.
Yeah, now they're starting to get really dangerous if you forget to take in account Leap.
Yeah, as people actually do, even at the higher divisions.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe like not as much against Kislev, maybe because everyone has lead, but it's still a thing, right?
Yes.
And even if they don't forget about leap, like people who don't have sure hands are gonna be in real trouble.
Yeah. Because even if you do the correct cage and screen to block off a leaper, they can always just roll a dozen sixes.
Well, yeah,
But I mean
but
that works for everything.
I mean, teams
But yeah,
like, say, Lizards, for example, who don't usually have sure hand carriers. I mean, even if there's one
yeah,
guard next to the ball, I mean, that's still a one dice with wrestle strip ball, which
yeah.
is like great. That's a 2+ to remove
At
the ball.
3+. But
No,
three.
2+.
No, yeah, 2+ because dodge counts as push. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. Solid. Gaston Gangers. It's the Skaven.
Hmm.
Did they have one of their blitzers die? I think they did.
I'm checking right now. The
Yes, they
Gastown
did.
Gangers got, yeah, they got a dead Storm Vermin.
One with claw as well. That is sort of an issue, but well, they have another one, so
Yeah, both of them have claw, which is good for them. But yeah, having one die is not that good.
yeah, and they can't afford another one. Not
Their thrower got a level. He got block, which makes sense.
yes. Still think he's
Yeah.
bad, but
Yeah,
good.
I mean, if you prefer to be carrying on a strength 3 rather than an agi 4, it makes sense to have the thrower.
Yes. I mean, I don't play Skaven, so how
Yeah,
much
I
do I
don't either.
really know?
So we're just speculating layman here.
Right. Cookbot Cannibals got all of one level, and he was on Manuel Basil. He gets movement. Jesus, like
I yeah.
this
It
team
the
has.
thing is you already have a one turner who you throw, so it's less useful, but it's still very useful in case that one can't make it or something.
Yeah, but do you one turn with the movement 6 or with the Agi 4?
That's a difficult. It depends. The Ag might keep the movement 6 as like the ball retriever since you don't have anyone
Yeah,
else,
that's a good idea.
and to hand off to the Agi 4 because you need to throw anyway, and you'd rather have the extra movement so you don't need to make GFIs or need to make less GFIs or maybe even just reach the halfling at all.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think he'll be very happy about that. He has a 1,100 TV halfling team somehow.
yeah, that's. I mean, it's okay since most of the teams here are getting to the point where it's not where you're still below all of them, but still, yeah,
Yes.
you'd prefer a bit lower. Although that's what you get for rolling 4 stat ups.
4 startups in like what, 7 levels? Good one.
Yes. Although he might have had flings die that had levels or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably, but either way, I think that was that in terms of development. Let's take a look at next week's games. First up, we have
Yeah.
the Tungsten Titans versus the Cookbot Cannibals.
I mean, the obvious thing here would be to say dwarfs win this.
It would be the correct thing to say.
It would be the obvious thing to say. The correct thing to say would be the flings will draw it.
No,
They'll
that's the
manage a one
hipster thing
turn.
to say.
No, that's the optimistic thing to say.
Here's what's gonna happen, right? The halflings are gonna have a bunch of players which are all gonna die because they're playing against dwarves.
correct, but they'll still manage to pull off the one turn.
Not necessarily. It's still a movement
Yeah.
6 one
No,
turn.
yeah, it's still very likely that the dwarfs will win this. Even worst case scenario, I don't think it's likely that they lose.
I mean, it's not a horrible
Yeah,
chance for the
draw, but
yeah, for the draw, but I mean, if you're being realistic here, they're probably
it's
gonna win.
probably
Dwarves.
going to. The dwarves are going to win.
Yes. Blood and Tears are playing against one thick code. That is the Chores versus the Vampires.
Yeah, it's the dwarves get inducements. They get like 90k more. They get at least 90k inducements, so they might be able to get something. I think the dwarfs will manage to win this.
I'm gonna go with the Vampires. Uh, because um, why am I going with the Vampires? I mean, originally I wanted to go with the Vampires because the Vampires are cool. Um, but I think they're gonna win because hold up, I need to. I'm building this plane as it's flying. The Vampires are gonna win because they have Agi 5 and they are gonna do vampire stuff, you know?
No, yeah, it's
Yeah.
if they play well and don't bloodlust too often and get their hypnotisms off, then yeah, they can easily manage to win this.
I mean, I want
It's
the
just it
vampires to win,
requires those dice to work.
but I think the chores are probably gonna
Yeah.
win. I wish I had like the the whole rankings up on my other screen right now, even though I have no other
Uh,
screen because I'm
the
in a hotel.
rankings are the Blood and Tears are sixth place, and they're up against the One Thick Coat, which is eighth place. So they're both mid-table,
Okay,
very similar records.
probably still gonna go with the chores. Hold up, I need to get. Um, yes, go out, cat. Why isn't he going out? There he goes. Nope, still inside. Please move. Alright, he's out. Onwards with the recap.
The Bridge Burners against the 2+ Supreme Leaders.
Yes.
2-2 draw?
Wouldn't that be a thing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the High Elves here. I think they've been doing half decent.
Uh, yeah, the standings are the High Elves are 7th, the Bridge Burners are 11th. So yeah, if we just take the standings, the High Elves are likely to win.
I mean, standings aren't everything, of course,
Yeah.
but I do think that the High Elves have a better team right now. I think Skaven are better
Yeah.
at slightly higher TVs. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the High Elves. I mean, they have some pretty impressive pieces, especially with those strength 4. I mean, yes, the Kislev have
Yeah.
strength ball, but that's gonna be a -2 die, which isn't
Yeah.
great. Yeah, and I mean they don't have the best retrieval either. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the High Elves.
Gastown Gangers versus the Orcs on Tour. The Gangers have a slightly broken down team, but they still do get they get 260, I think, in inducements, so I think the Orcs will win, but it'll be 2-1 or something.
I think I'm gonna go with the Skaven actually, because Skaven with the Wizard are, I mean, honestly, the stuff of my nightmares, especially when they
Yes,
have,
that is true.
they have the basically the Agi 5. Let's be honest here, they have the 2-heads piece. So the Wizard.
Yeah, the 2 heads piece, and they have both a horns and a strength 3 wrestle gutter runners to try and sack the ball. So yeah.
And yeah, I mean this Orc team doesn't. I mean it doesn't really have a lot, all things considered, right? They have like a bunch of team value in this Goblin, which I still hate. By the way.
I mean, it's only one level of team value. It's 70k, which is alignment with a skill. So
I say I hate it, but that one turn was glorious.
Yeah.
But I still hate it. Yeah, I mean they have the movement 7 piece, but only movement 7 without any other skill isn't that great. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
Only one guard.
yeah,
Yeah. Although two mighty blow with this broken down team might be enough.
it might, it might. Shall we go to the Haxodal Braves versus the Pork Squad? It is
Hmm.
Super Skink facing off versus extremely agi orcs.
Yeah. I
Mm,
mean, extremely agi, extremely double dodge heavy orcs. They're not agi orcs.
well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Very dodge skilly. 3 dodge
Yeah.
in one. Mm,
5 tackle.
I mean, I sort of get now why the Lizardmen went tackle, and I sort of get why the Black Orcs went diving tackle, but.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, if they were just planning one game ahead, which you probably shouldn't do, but if they were, then those are the correct choices.
right. I mean, both of these teams are long-term teams, so I don't think planning one game ahead is really the way to go.
Yeah.
But to each their own, of course. I do think the Orcs have the better team at this point. Um,
Yeah, they do. Because even the strength 4 skink, while strength 4, they still get only, air quotes, a black orc now.
mhm.
So it's still easy enough for them, for the orcs to get a 2 die in case, if they get the chance to.
Um, yeah. I mean, I think this Lizardman team just in general. I mean, it'll be great once it has a couple more levels. But I mean, skinks alone don't usually carry a team. Even a super skink like this, he really needs some
Yeah,
full Saurus
they
levels.
need a couple more levels on the source, at least the 3 to get the other 3 block.
Uh-huh. Onwards to the 17 weeks of suffering versus the fruit of the tomb.
Tomb.
Are we sure
Um,
this? Yeah, that's right. Okay.
yeah, it's Fruit of the Tomb. I have it right here in front of me. Uh, I I know it's unlikely, but I'm calling it for the Norse to win. They managed to almost kill my team. They'll manage to kill the undead.
You know, it's funny because I keep predicting that the Norse will lose and then they win, and I keep predicting the undead to win and then they lose. So,
Yeah. So
uh,
although they have similar-ish they're both, well, not similar-ish records, but neither of them is leading the div. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
they're both losing often.
So yeah, I guess it's my time to jinx Major Bite. Um, Even though I don't think his team is any good, he seems to be able to
it's
pull some stuff with it.
it's
Um,
not it's not incredibly good, but it's not. Norse linemen are decent linemen. They have movement 6, they have strength 3, agi 3. They start and they're only 50k. They are very good linemen for what they are. It's
yeah.
just you have no access to agi or strength or any of that unless you roll doubles.
They have multiple tackle as well, so you maybe hit some
Yeah,
goals.
yeah. If the
Maybe.
ghouls aren't protected, then
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the 17 weeks of suffering. So have fun losing Major Bite. And lastly, we have the Tunnel Snakes versus you, actually. So
yes,
give me all the reasons why you will win.
I get 170k inducements, aka a wizard.
Uh
And
huh.
let's see, they don't really have any tackle, though neither do I, so that is a wash. They don't have any mighty blow, neither do I. I think I have more dodge, but it's not much. I have agi 4 and armor 8. Those are the reasons.
Well, seems good to me. Works for me. I mean, I'm gonna go with you just because the rats have a rat ogre, so they ought to lose
Yeah,
no
that.
matter what happens, in my mind.
Although the rat ogre is a somewhat scary piece for me. Mighty blow and prehensile tail, annoying.
Right.
If it behaves, if it behaves. If it doesn't behave, then it's a great piece. 150k wasted.
Yes. Bloody rat ogres. So that was that in terms of next week's predictions. Shall we take a look real quick at the standings?
Yes. Currently, almost identical records. Only difference is one touchdown difference is Steve's Pork Squad and Wraithguard's Tunnel Sneaks.
Right, there's 4 people currently in first with virtually
Yeah,
identical records, which is a thing.
yeah. It's well, the Pork Squad has 6 touchdown differential. The Tunnel Sneaks have 5, and the Hexwaddle Braves and the Tungsten Titans both have a +2 touchdown record, and that's the only difference,
Hmm.
which is very close.
Yeah, it is very close, isn't it? And from
It's
7th
also
to 10th.
interesting. No team has a full-on 6 wins or 5 wins, 1 draw. It's all 4 wins, 2 losses. It's
Hmm.
no team is coming out like stupidly far ahead.
I mean, every team has a win, which is more
Yeah,
than most divisions can say.
yeah, and every team has a loss.
Right. So, surprisingly close. I mean, what's the
Yeah,
points difference between first and 10th? Can you see that?
yeah, t- only 4 points. So yeah,
That's like 1 win and
it's
a draw.
very close. Yeah,
Exciting, although it does mean we can't really say a lot because a lot could change
no,
in the
yeah, no
next few
one.
games.
There's no one that's definitely losing except maybe the. Well, I mean, I would have said the Halflings, but they have identical records with the Undead and the Gastown Gangers.
I,
So
I think it might be safe to say that 12th, 13th, and 14th are totally out of this. Probably the Kislev as well.
I mean, true, but the Kislev are only like 2 points behind the rest of the pack. The bottom 3 are only the 4 points behind the mid table. So they're
Right.
behind, but they're not insurmountable levels of behind.
Yeah. So yeah, it's close, but there isn't too much more to say, is there?
Oh, really?
That's a 40-minute recap, which is great for my bandwidth. At least it won't take 5 hours to upload like it did last week for some
Let's hope
reason.
not.
Anyways, I was Gunnerside with my co-host Luke Lacy. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll see you next
You
week.
are very welcome. And